All right, everybody, welcome into another Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. We are at qualifier number 18. This is the final qualifier. This is the last chance for a lot of our runners here to make their mark of whether or not they are going to be joining us on the group of 128 runners here, or if they're going to have to figure out something else to do. My name is Dazed Cloud. Today, I am joined in the commentary booth by Rywick. How are you doing there, sir?
I am doing fantastic. How about you, Days Cloud?
I can't complain. I'm all coffeeed up and jittery, and yeah, this should be fun.
Just let me take one more sip. I mean, I'm an old man. It's getting late. I mean,
Right.
people who do these late quals, they astound me.
It's rough sometimes, you know. You got to make sure that you have your Mondays all set up for you, and you figure out exactly what you want to do because you don't want to have to like wake up in the morning and start rushing around going like a crazy person here. But we got two people who are sitting right at the qualifier line here. Stars right now, they're on the right side of your screen, is sitting at 128. Incoherent is just below the qualifier line, so these are massive races for both of these runners here.
That's right. Like, they both have the opportunity to boost their scores, but they also have the opportunity to reduce them. This is basically a safety race for Starx and a race to the finish for Incoherent. Their Incoherence basically is vying for Starx's spot.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are right now. Like, this is not a comfortable position you want to be in here. It's just it's you've got to win, you've got to do well, or else. There really is no other thing. Now there is the Challenge Cup, which is totally a very fun and highly recommended part of this year. But I mean, come on, you want to make main tourney, you do.
Yeah, you do. But if you don't, well, at least you've got that Challenge Cup. Challenge Cup, which is, again, available for all. Anybody who even has only done a single seed so far, they can participate. So if you are interested in that, you should check it out.
Totally, and 100%. We've got ourselves starting off with a couple of different starts here. We got Stars going with the uncle start here, grabbing a hammer from them, and looks to be making their way to Kakariko. Incoherent doing the Sanctuary start there, not really finding anything showing that Lumberjack today. Not going to be something we need.
It's a nice safety to go check out the Lumberjack. It does take a bit of time if you don't have the boots, but again, it's a safety. You're trying to be safe in these quals. Not too safe. Incoherent, you gotta win this race. Come on. But yeah, Starx does inherit a lovely hammer for his carpenter uncle is deciding to do the front of his game.
And we went ahead and picked up a sword here out of the Lost Woods there for Incoherent. So we might see a little bit of farming here, trying to find ourselves a bomb before we run into Kakariko. So there is this. Or nope, we're just going to save and quit. That's another option. Maybe come up from the south.
It's actually a quite common intro I've seen on German channels. Where you would do Sanctuary, you would go check out Lumberjack, and go into Lost Woods. If you find no bombs, save and quit to Link's house, then go do the south route to Kak, and farm the bombs in the bushes.
I mean, this makes sense, because, I mean, there are 3 bombable walls there in Kakariko that you need bombs for, and worst case scenario, you only pick one up from these 50-50. You can always go to the bombable hut in the southwest side of Kakariko there, and you can just restock on bombs immediately.
Yeah, you definitely want at least 2 bombs because you might be using one for the race game, and your second one would be used for that bombable hut.
Well, we're going to see just a second exactly if this race game has something that we're going to be interested in today, as Stars is also making their way down to Zelda's Cell. These first 2 chests, not really interesting. Did get a small key out of the very first map chest there. So that kind of does mean that there is likely to be something in Dark Cross. We have not seen the map yet, though, so questions still abound.
Yep.
Oh! So, bottle on library and a sword on sword in there down there in Zelda Cell as we make the exact same sound at the exact same time.
That's Swords and Logic. I mean, you've got the small key from the escape sequence. That bottle might be tricky. There are still other bottles in this sea. That one might just turn into a blue rupee, for all we know.
Stars gives us another map check there, so we could see that there was a red crystal up on Hera with regular old crystals just sitting at both Eastern and Desert Palace. So that's a whole bunch of Light World crystals for our runners today, as we get the bow out of the chicken hut there for Incoherent.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hyping up in Qualifier Fight. People were saying, "Hey, we should do CAC skip." In this case, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, CAC skip might not have worked out for you today. You go to Eastern, rush Eastern immediately, everything's happy, and then you go to CAC and you find your bow and feel real bad about yourself. I mean, that's kind of like the biggest thing after a point is qualifiers. You kind of want, it's like you were mentioning earlier, you need to play fast, but you need to play safe.
Well, there's another bottle and hookshot. And 300. Honestly, like dipping in early into this blinds hut, I think that's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, you would have orphaned this heart piece in the back there without the bomb, but I mean, you're not really going to worry that much about that.
I mean, I'm wondering if Incoherent's going to just go into the well and hope for bombs in the front. It's something I would do rather than go down to the bottom, get your bombs, and then slug your way back up. Because lots of zigzagging Kakariko can cost you a lot of time.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where you'd be really surprised, and especially when the first thing in the well is a 10 bomb pack with a flute next to it.
Yeah, so he's going to be zigzagging in and out. Incoherent's going to go buy bombs, going to realize there's bombs in the well, going to have to exit the well and get that flute. See, it's a much safer approach to do that save and quit in the woods, and then farm your bombs on the south route to CAC. But at the same time, look at what's happening for Starx. He's almost done like all the checks that Incoherent will have done, plus all the front of escape. Like they're both in CAC right now, and Starx has a small advantage with the hammer and sword.
Yeah, I mean, open seed routing there, especially early times, like it's not gonna typically win you the game, but like you can find yourself behind. Surprisingly early there, as Incoherent picks up the 10 bombs, probably said a couple of words, but luckily we don't have him mic'd up right now.
Yeah, and he gets... Wait, did he get another bottle?
Yeah, he did get the bottle, yeah. He got the bottle, he got the moon pearl, and he just picked up his flute, so we're going to be activating that in a quick second here, and then it's decision time, because all of the light world is open to you. You got the mountain, you got Eastern Palace, South Shore. Where are you headed first?
I mean, you've got a lot of money, at least on Starx's side. It's not quite enough for Zora, but Zora's not in Logic yet anyway. You could always head up the mountain. You can get all the way to Hera with that hammer and hookshot. I mean, I'm tempted by doing that.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can basically at the moment right now, assuming that, we can do dark rooms, which, at this point, yes, the runners both can do dark rooms. You can head immediately up to Hera. You can clear out Eastern, like everything. We got 2 crystals available to our runners to complete within the first 7 minutes of the game.
Yep.
But looks like Incoherent's first move here was to make his way down to the dam here, grab a couple items here.
Which for them, it makes sense, because it's nice density. You've got your 2 items from the dam, the 5 in Mini Moldorm. If he had the hammer, then maybe he'd be heading up the mountain instead. But it's really just like, where can I optimize my checks? And the fact that you have the flute now, just doing these is so easy, because you're going to flute out a Mini Moldorm Cave. You're not walking to Ice Rock Cave. Even if you go see Ice Rock Cave, you're still fluting.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right here, and this is actually one of these weird seeds where doing a Kakariko, the Sanctuary start, might actually be kind of a bad thing, because that hammer, like, out of all of these checks that you have, like, when are you going to choose to go to escape at this point?
Were this a 1v1 race, I think that not doing the opening with the uncle is totally okay. But in a qualifier race, when you're trying to be safe, at least half the runners are going to go see Uncle right away. Putting it off might be not so good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you want to cover your bases as quickly as you can there. So, for Incoherent's sake, you kind of hope that he goes to escape here sooner than later, because we picked up both the flippers and our first glove they're out of Mini Moldorm Cave. So outside of the boots, we can traverse this world quite easily at this point.
Oh yeah, light world, dark world, the worlds are their oysters.
Man,
Well, at least for Star X, it will be soon enough. Incoherent
yes.
really needs a hammer.
Yeah, yeah, for Star X, it's gonna be. I mean, decision time has gotten even more complicated.
Oh
because
yeah,
now we've opened up the dark world.
Yeah, Starx could just save and quit as soon as he's done opening that 5th chest here in Mini Moldorm Cave, and just like I feel like going to Hype Cave now.
I mean, sure, why not?
They could go do pod if they wanted to. Like, it's a 5-heart pod, but it's doable.
I don't have any problem with this. Now, if I'm Star X right now, I probably do go to Hype Cave. I do go to I do, and then I think I'd probably go up to Catfish just to cover that ugly check.
Ooh. Oh, you're one of those people who goes and does those low percent plays like Agina and Ice Rock Cave, Catfish, Graveyard Ledge, eh?
Well, I mean, in this case, probably just because it would cover your bases. And the other thing is that if you get into Dark World right now, it gives you the information about where, like, what are your pendants? Because right now, you don't necessarily know what you want to do. So you've kind of got an idea of, I can probably clear this and clear this and clear this, but you don't know what your crystals are. So clearing other stuff is kind of a giant question mark at the moment.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I've seen a GIF somewhere. Pendant Pod is the answer or something like that. Praise Pendant Pod.
Shout out to Leo there. Pendant Pod being her favorite dungeon and being her being a Twilight Princess user as the way I am. So, you know, shout outs to her there. But yeah, man, if Pendant Pod is the answer, that won't surprise me. But at the same time, if you see Pendant Pod, there's going to be a strong urge to be going, I don't know if I want to go there, because if I'm wrong, it's like 3 minutes, 4 minutes with nothing. But yeah,
Cave is a safe bet if you're just trying to take a look at those crystal and pendants in the dark world. Like, we already know, like, any hoverer out there, anybody who knows that mimic clip, like, they have lost all their advantages within the first 10 minutes of the seed. We've got the hookshot, we've got the bow. Sorry.
Yeah, no, this is straight execution. At this point, there's no additional knowledge needed outside of being able to kill the things faster than the other guys. So, I don't know. Is Incoherent been counting items?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The same thing. Like, we saw there was an item in the big chest. The first chest in Eastern Palace was the big key. Are they risking a 50-50 right now?
They might be, and it looks like we had a little adventure there with the Igor there. So we're gonna reset this room real quick. And try to figure out exactly where it is. Okay, there he is. Okay.
We use the bow to target the Igor. We make sure he moves a little bit, and then that's when he can target.
And then things go crazy here, and I think we might need to go get a ferry real fast here, because stuff's going a little sideways for Incoherent here. Oh, okay, we're gonna be brave.
I would risk it as well. I mean, 2.5 hearts, you're fine. Most of the popos are gone too.
This is true. Okay, he's got the thing down, got the key, making his way over there.
Got the magic. He's up the door.
All right, there we go. I'm waiting to see him pop out of there.
Oh darn! I missed the second chest in.
Well, Starx is doing the same thing, so we must have a God Eastern here. It shows how much we've been really paying attention to the items that we've got out of Eastern, because there's just nothing that interesting apparently.
Blue, red, and arrows. All right, so yeah, we've gotten all 3 of our items. So the only thing left is to do the boss.
Well, Incoherent is 1 screen away from that. Got to take down these 2 red Igors here. Takes them down pretty nicely. Got to pick up a ton of arrows though, because had some fun there in that dark room. But 27 arrows for these Armos Knights, he should be fine.
Oh yeah, you just need what, 18 to beat him?
21 if you're unlucky.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it looks like everything's going well. Now, Star's having a bit of an adventure with his red Igor, but Incoherent used 19 arrows,
19,
but yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't shame the 19. I always use 19. I always have 1 stray arrow at the end.
Yeah, all better to be one too many than one too few in that fight for sure. As that's going to be crystal number 1 for incoherent here, just after the 13-minute mark.
Starx not far behind, and incoherent going to do the check that Starx has already done. Now again, the two runners of these two runners, Starx has done every check incoherent has done, and more. That's what routing got you right now. It's like that front of escape and uncle lead.
Oh yeah, now it's time to find out exactly what Stars is going to think, because they get to flute out of here immediately. Mountain? You thinking mountain? We are going...
Pod? No. Hype Cave. Okay, Hype Cave to go check out those crystals.
I can understand this. You maybe want to put off the mountain until you get mitts. Like if mitts are sitting in Hype Cave, going up the mountain with mitts is a heck of a lot nicer. Incoherent going to head to the desert though.
Yep. Incoherent, he's trying to play those low percent plays. He doesn't have his hammer, so he doesn't have Dark World access. Pendant Pod. I mean, it's green Pendant Pod, no less.
Right, and 2 more pendants on Skull Woods there and Ice Palace, it looked like.
I definitely saw Ice Palace.
And what was that? The red there on Swamp. So okay, yeah, we've got a couple of options there. I mean, with that red one being on Swamp, we have, what are we missing? We're missing a mirror, and we can go ahead and complete that, route in your pyramid with it. I'm wondering how many people are going to be looking to go that way.
Who knows? Now, incoherent. Here's the question: once he gets his hammer, does he flute away? Will he skip that sword in Zelda's style? I mean, there's 2 more swords out there. He might not need it, but it's still a nice sword.
Oh, that's a hard one. Yes, I'd say, but
I'd say yes. We'll see. Let's see. He's not switching to flute yet, but he has to pick up the chest. He might be saving and quitting.
Okay, well. Flute. It looks like he might be just going for it here, honestly.
He's switching out. He's switching out. Just the bombs. Okay.
Just the bombs, messing with you.
And hammer. Okay, fine. I mean, hammer is one away from flute. I know this very well. I have fluted at Helmasaur so many times. Too many times to count. I mean, he just loves his lullabies, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you gotta play him a song there to make him, the RNG start, manipulation. You got to get all that together there for sure. As Stars went, looks like they came left out of Hype Cave here and ended up with kind of nothing from Dig Game or Stumpy there. But so still gonna have to figure it out there later exactly where our next progression is, because
this makes sense. Back of escape, right?
Does make a lot of sense for sure.
Or not?
Okay.
Ooh.
Mountain time it is, looks like.
Did I miss Back of Escape? Because this felt like the opportunity for Back of Escape.
That was the opportunity for Back of Escape. You're 100% right there. But yeah, no, we're not headed that way yet. So maybe that was a split decision there at the last second. I mean, I know we haven't seen map yet, so there is at least 3 items there, and chances are map could just be a dark cross. Kind of curious to see what Incoherent decides to do here. He's got that extra key. If he wants to take a death warp out of this basement, he could do that and set up going to dark cross and gambling that chest there.
It's one thing to do. I mean, at one point, are you tempted? Because you have Dark World access. You have you have the Death Mountain access. There's so many open things for you to do rather than do one single check in the dark that requires you to take a death warp and walk so far to go get it.
Yeah. No, I agree. It wouldn't have been a good play. It was a play that you could have made.
Okay. So we're agreeing, not a good play.
It wasn't a good play, but it was something you could have done for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but so we're gonna get the Back of Escape coming from this way, because this way we'll actually know if we've got to go to Dark Cross for anything.
Yeah. This makes sense. This makes sense.
This is where you want to go for sure.
Yeah. Oh, there's an item in Dark Cross, and Incoherent is heading there.
No beams. Yeah, it's gonna be a little harder.
You've got your hook shot. That can kill a rat pretty easy. I don't like using the hook shot because that means you're not moving while the rat is moving, and you have no idea where it's going.
Yeah,
I'd rather
well,
just swing my sword around and just hope for the best.
well, at the moment we're kind of poking around trying to figure out exactly where it is. There, we killed a rat. It was the right rat. We just got the key on incoherent side. So,
how many checks are in this game? 216. And this is one that incoherent is going for. It could be the one.
speaking of checks, though, we do got 5 over on Star's side because we're up at the top of Paradox Cave. Some part of Paradox Cave. It's strange.
This is
Don't
lower
think
Paradox,
about it.
technically.
Well, it's junk Paradox is what it is. That's a whole bunch of heart pieces.
All 7 were terrible checks. And incoherent gets a medallion.
Okay. We're gonna put a little pin in that for later because that's possibly something we're gonna need. Both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock are crystals today, so we need at least 1 medallion to get into there.
At least. It could be not. We'll never know. Well, we'll probably know in an hour. Or less.
Hopefully
These
less.
are fast people. These are pretty
Hopefully
fast
less.
people. Here we go. Incoherent's first dive into Dark World. And Starx's dive into Hera.
Oh, probably going to see. I imagine this is going to be a question here of what do you do if this turns out to be fire locked here. I imagine if you've come this far, you're going to go ahead and Herapod on up.
Guaranteed you're Herapoding here. Heck, even if you find the big key, you're Herapoding.
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh
ooh,
no!
That might not have been the best place to do that. Okay, Star's realizing that, okay, I think I messed that up. Just gonna walk on up. It's not a huge loss. That's about like, I don't know, like, I want to say it's like maybe 20 seconds. Yeah, it's nothing
For
too
those
big of a
not
deal.
in the know, what happened is that Starx grabbed an item, like the bomb, that was still bouncing off from the drop of the Moldorm. Anytime you do that when you have an item like still bouncing and you grab it from midair, that will prevent you from doing your Herapod. You gotta wait until it settles down.
Yeah, no, if that sucker is bouncing there, you do not grab it. Just give yourself a second, wait a second, get kind of mad at the game for making you wait, and that's kind of, and then you pick it up there as we get the small key, which means that I think we got an item because that was a compass in the other chest there. So, yep, I'm gonna leave something in the basement of Hera, which is always the best feeling in a qualifier.
Yep. I mean, Starx has to be thinking to himself, listen, I'm not the only one who came up here without a fire source. I'll at least get a crystal out of it.
Well, so we got Incoherent heading up to Catfish, and we're gonna finish off Moldorm here over on Star's side. And yep, three quick hammer hits to that, and Moldorm is exploding. So that's gonna be crystal number 2 for Star's there.
Oh,
and there's
a medallion!
Okay. So we're 2 for 3 on medallions right now. We got our bombos there off of Moldorm. And yeah. Gonna see exactly. I mean, that's gonna give us the chance to get into Ice Palace eventually, but Ice Palace is a pendant.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to Ice Palace, even if it's a pendant. I am a very big fan of Ice Palace. I love Ice Palace.
I love Ice Palace with Kain and Samaria, because then you can just break the entire thing open and it grab every single chest in there within like 2 seconds.
See, I have nothing against like Icebreaker. I will do it myself. I think it makes sense to be okay in the rules. However, what it means is that you spend less time in Ice Palace, and Ice Palace is amazing.
Especially if you get a good MSU there. Some of the best songs are like ice-related songs. You get a good MSU there you can listen to, as Spiral Cave has nothing for Stars here. But yeah, you can really enjoy yourself in there.
Now, speaking of MSU packs, I'm actually going to take the opportunity right now to tell you about. There's actually 2 more streams of this same qualifier happening. If you want to check them out, you can go check them out on SpeedGaming 2 and on ALTTP Randomizer, which for now is allowing for players to use MSU packs on stream.
I'm not saying that's where I want all my restreams to be from now on, but I might.
Put that in an admin note.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
No problem.
Well, so right now, what do we got here? We got a incoherent into pendant skull woods right now. I'm gonna kind of raid the front here, see if we can find anything like that. Star is gonna check out the rest of these water checks right now, rest of these flipper checks, see if we can dig something out of there. I don't think we've seen incoherent go up to Zora yet. Am I right there?
No, nobody's been to Zora.
Okay, so we might get to see something new. We're gonna pick up out a cape here, out of the trap room here in Skullwoods. Pretty convenient timing there, because I mean, the one check you can do with cape is bumper ledge, and that is well, next to us. So.
Yeah.
On the other side, Star's gonna go over to the waterfall cave here, grab a piece of heart and a blue boomerang, throw our bottle into there and see what our good friend Fairy gives us. She gives us a bee, and bees are the best. Everybody loves bees.
So you like bee
Except for
mice, don't you?
Stars. Except for Stars, who gets rid of his bee immediately.
I mean, can you blame him? It's a bee.
Dude, bees are so much more useful than people actually do. And hey, while we're complaining about bees, we found the third medallion there in Skullwood's big chest, as the ether just pops up immediately.
Admittedly, bees can be useful, especially if you already have the bug net. I have done escape with a bee and a bug net. It's not so bad. You can get good items.
I've played a lot of I play a lot of cross keys, and bees are one of those things where that's silver arrows there. As that's
yeah, that happened. So I think Incoherent's gonna pick them up later, because a death in the overworld, especially the dark world, that's a lot of trekking back.
Yeah, that's just that one situation where with that stupid sign goes through the murder dactyl, and you feel real bad about it, because like there's nothing you could do about it. You just attempt to hit it, and
you feel cheated.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. Like you got to hook shot that thing, because like if you don't, you are taking that gamble that, you know, we're on green mail for this entire tournament. It's a modified open settings here. This is basically tournament open settings here. Maximum things we can get green mail, we can get a tempered sword. Silver arrows are something that we can get here. But man, you're gonna see a lot of heart pieces here, and it's only one bottle is another big thing. That's a big change. It is, man. It is a whole lot of interesting situations that we run ourselves into, as Stars is working their way through.
They got him. Shoot, it took them a while to find that key rat, but they got it, and they're on their way to getting there quick. At least medallions shouldn't be a worry. I mean, if they're sticking to standard routing, they'll get all three.
Oh God! Second time in a row there on that thing here. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
I do not use the sign on that bird ever, ever.
Yeah. Just if you've got hook shot.
If you got hook shot, or just I prepare a spin and stand right next to the rock and just let it go and start lifting it. The bird will always get hit by that spin, and he'll die with the Master Sword.
Yep. Yeah, it's much safer than trying to use that sign there. That's one of the worst things about inverted, is when you start there and you try to get something off of that ledge, is you've got to use that sign, and yeah, that doesn't go too well sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it looks like we've got probably both runners slowly making their way down to the Village of Outcasts.
Did Incoherent stop by Skullwoods?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
good.
where we
Yeah.
got the cape and we got
Right,
the
right,
ether
right.
medallion there. So
Mm-hmm.
so we've actually got both items out of Skull Woods there, out of the front. Now the question is Stars gonna go to Pendant Skull Woods? A lot of people like to skip that unless they've got a fire rod.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I find it's pretty dangerous personally. Sinek ran a test a long while back, but he ran like something like 1,000 or 10,000 seeds and found that like 30% of the time Skull Woods will have progression. Something like that. So 30% is nothing to laugh at.
Oh yeah. It's kind of crazy how that works there for sure. As we end up getting powder out of the brewery chest, there's from Incoherent, 300 out of chest game for Stars. So money not being an issue, and we do have a way of being able to refill our health here, kind of.
Oh, sorry, I do have to make a correction. That was Big Dunko who ran those stats, not Sinek. Sorry.
Well, either way, yeah. I mean,
I
leaving
mean,
Skull Woods is
it's a choice.
yeah.
It might not even be necessary. We might not need ether. We definitely don't need silvers.
I mean,
They're nice.
you're not gonna say no to him. You got Vidi as a
Yes.
fight here, and Silvers turns Vidi from somewhat of a difficult boss there with this current setup to trivial.
Mm. Yeah, but I've seen Starx run some NMG, and you don't get silvers in those.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
depending on what routing you're taking, for sure.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna try to do the I don't know, the standard NMG route, yeah, silvers are not something you usually get there, but luckily we get a little bit extra here when we're playing rando, so we get to do a little bit more fun things like use their silver arrows and stuff like that. As wow, this bunny beam is persistent on Star's side. They chased him all the way from the bottom of the screen all the way to the top, like around pillars, and it's just like, nah, you can't kill me.
Nope. Can't stop, won't stop.
Well, both runners hitting back into the back of a Thieves down here. So I guess this is my point here. We're 30 minutes in. Just say, yeah, give us, if you do get a chance, make sure do follow the runners, follow the Speed Gaming channels here, because this is the final qualifier for this 2022 tournament, randomizer tournament here. And if you are enjoying this, the next basically 2 to 3 months are just going to be so much rando.
Oh my goodness. Hey, if you were afraid that, oh no, I missed all these quals, all these 18 quals, we've only restreamed like, I don't know, 36 times in total right now, do not worry. We have over 500 races left to the tournament. And I'm not even kidding about that. The lowest number of matches we can have is 510, and the highest is 573. That's a lot of races.
I'm impressed that you know that, but I'm also not surprised.
I did some math before we started commentary. I was genuinely curious myself.
Wow, that's a lot of rando, and man, we're gonna be shout outs to the restreamers and everybody else who's just making that even possible here. And if you're interested in volunteering and having my job here, yeah, jump right in here. There's going to be a volunteer link there on the Speed Gaming Discord and all sorts of other things, and it's going to be a good time.
Am I supposed to do that? Let me see.
I don't know. No, I'm just talking right now because we haven't found anything at Thieves Town yet.
There's a link to the Best Randomizer main tournament Discord if you want to join up and become a volunteer.
Yeah, and we would appreciate it greatly because we're gonna need the help with that many races. All right, Thieves Town Big Chest. Yeah, no, the Thieves Town's been a complete snooze here so far. Yeah, it's so we're gonna go on. We're gonna have to go take this fair maiden up to the light here, and she's gonna show herself her true form. As Stars sees that fairy drop and probably goes, "I really could have used that a second ago."
Yep, just a little. But hey, with all these heart pieces we keep finding everywhere, like, getting a refill isn't so bad. And when we're getting against blind, which is a scripted fight, you can easily get out of that damageless.
Yeah, being on Greenmail though, you are not far away from having a bad day here. So far, first two phases not a problem on Star's side. There, takes a hit, and now the fun begins.
Oh, yeah, you do not want to take a headbutt from this guy. That will reduce you by 2 hearts.
Yeah, incoherent gonna have an easier time. It's already got the cape just sitting there just in case. So just in case things go a little thing, gonna pop that sucker on, and yeah, blind dies real quick over there. So that's 3 crystals over on Star's side at just around about 34-minute mark. Incoherent picking up his second.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's see. Difference in items right now. We've got the Cape and Ether over in Skullwoods that Starx has not done, and we've got Bombos over on Moldorm that Incoherent hasn't done. We've got a 1 crystal difference between these 2 runners already.
Yeah, that's true. And Incoherent went ahead. They've gone there. They took the the route up to Catfish earlier. Here,
Yep.
Star's hasn't done that yet. So I kind of wonder if we're going to see Star's head up towards the northern part of Hyrule after this.
It
maybe?
makes sense because after they did the race game, I would do Village of Outcasts, then head north into Skullwoods and do my North Shore checks. Of course, you don't have the mirror, so it might just stop at Skullwoods.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the question here is at that point is what are we missing? I think we, for all of our jokes about Pendant Pod, that might actually be the play.
I mean, you've got Spike Cave.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you don't actually. Not in
Why
logic in this mode here because you need the two magic refills, and right now we only have the access
you
to
only
one.
need 1 bottle.
Really?
You only need the 1 bottle.
Even with cape? I thought it was without cape you can.
Just need the 1.
Okay. See, Spike Cave logic is the worst thing. Like I never know when it's in logic. I just go, can I do this now? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's terrible. So Star's gonna come down here. Has not been to Ice Rod Cave yet. I believe we saw this on Incoherent's side. Or obviously not, because Incoherent is going that way.
Yeah, Starks did his flipper checks, but he didn't do Ice Rod Cave.
All right, well, maybe this is our next piece of logic here. We're gonna throw a bomb over here.
Nothing good.
Yeah, no, that is another piece of heart there. We're up to, what is that, 9 or 10 hearts on both, nine hearts on both runner side here.
10 on Starx, 9 on Incoherent.
Counting is difficult.
Oh, I just used the bar. You see the life where the right bar ends? That's 8
Yeah.
hearts. 2 hearts after is 10.
Oh, today I learned. I actually did not know that this entire time here, and I've been running this game for longer than I'd like to admit, probably. All right, so on our way up to Zora on Incoherent side, I imagine here, gonna get his whole lot of nothing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a bee in a bottle. Maybe he'll keep it.
He should be in the bottle in a gauntlet, man. Seriously, I will fight that. I will fight that and say that is unbelievably useful.
Release.
Those first 3 rooms with a bee, man. That bee will just completely wreck those things. He'll push them into spikes and just you can just walk through and just laugh at them.
Nah. Release the bees. There's not enough in the world of bees. Like, you need them to proliferate and all that stuff. Release the bees.
Yeah. You can pollinate them flowers there and make things a little bit better. Oh, yeah, then you know what? Stars with actually, paying attention to this game and deciding that, you know what? I just got this powder. Let me go jump in the hole and see if there's anything here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cannot hookshot a trough. I've tried. Nope. Bad idea. I don't know why there's a trough there. I mean, you only got a cuckoo. They don't drink from troughs, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly how that would work there. If there's like a little platform that we don't see, as 20 rupees is our prize for checking the powder right now, and
like I understand. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying we got to be heading to pod at some point here. Yeah,
and we have to. Starx is like he's doing all these one-offs. I understand it. Like pod, it seems attractive. There's 5 items inside. It does seem attractive, but at the same time, you have to. 1, get to pod, which will take a minute. to get there. Then you have to do the entire front of it, and you might not even see a single item there. And then you get to the back where all the items are. You've just spent maybe 2.5 minutes doing prep work for pod without showing any benefits.
Yeah. And what's more is you're doing it without the mirror, and routing pod without the mirror is just an awkward thing here. And shout outs to chat there pointing out that without the fire source, there's not that much in pod that's in logic. It's probably somewhere, our answer is probably somewhere in the beginning of the dungeon here.
We'll see.
My call is that we're getting a mirror out of this. We're gonna get a mirror, and that's gonna lead us to swamp to go get our mitts out of what's it called? The pyramid. There you go.
I'm gonna call disappointment and mitts in Spike Cave.
Oh, evil.
Evil. I am praising the people who thought about doing Spike Cave earlier. Ooh, that's a cane. Doesn't give you anything at all, but it's a cane.
That is a cane. That is a cane and a look of confusion on my face. I was like, all right, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you needed it. Just not right now.
Oh, and this is where I was about to say, I was like, oh, okay, we're mirror locked and out of pod here, and we're gonna go to this bullock side. And then I remembered you have the hammer, so it's actually not as big of a deal as it would be otherwise. But
could have been way worse.
Yeah, I've been in those seeds where this is just not having a whole lot of fun. All right, so we're going to go through this mimic room here. No need to do any fancy bottle shenanigans or mimic clips or any of that swaggy fun stuff there.
Nothing stopping you from doing it, though, if you want to swag out.
You're on Restream. I mean, when else are you going to do it, right?
I mean, the only times I ever use the bug net on Aga is when I'm on Restream.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah, my strats are terrible.
My
Agas are usually terrible, too. Oh!
All right, well, mitts were in pods, so we were both wrong.
Yep. But we've got already 2 items out of pod. From the front. Not the back.
I'm very likely to bail out of this if I'm Stars here, and to be honest, if I'm Stars, I'm starting to get a little concerned.
Don't jump down! Don't do it!
That's
All
a
3
key
chests
for a
are
key.
keys.
Yep, key for a key there.
Yeah. Admittedly, if you had the boots, obviously you'd be bonking over to that bridge chest. But, this is just long. We are guaranteed 4 keys in the front of pod, including the right side. So we already know that, like, the last 2 checks were keys. The next check is going to be a key.
Yep, we're going to open up this door here. We're going to make sure that, we use all of our keys here. You don't want to leave any in your pocket. How did that not hit him? He just threw that skull over the Helmosaur there. I'm actually quite impressed.
Called talent.
Yeah. All right, gonna hit this switch here, and we're gonna head to the back. There's one more chest in logic back here.
Yeah, I actually have a question. I just because I'm not very observant. Did Starx do Spiral Cave? Because I know they headed to Hera, but after Hera, didn't they just leave?
No, they did Spiral Cave. It was a whole fat lot of nothing, but I want to say it was like 20 rupees or something, or a heart piece. It was something that I immediately just pushed out of my mind as not necessary to remember.
But yeah, you've got mitts now. Starx, during this entire pod track, he's just been wondering to himself, what do I do with these? I mean, you've got ice, which is another pendant.
Yeah.
You've got buyer area. Plus with that Samara, that's pretty nice. You got 2 of those 3 medallions. You could full clear it. You could go do Smithching. You could go to Dark Death Mountain. I'm sure Smith. Oh!
Don't leave pod today. Apparently, there's boots.
Those
Dang.
are nice. Well, that opens up King's Tomb.
Wow.
That's... Oh, Starx, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do the hammer yump. You don't have the big key yet.
Yes, this is
Yeah, it's
another
gonna have
little.
to come back.
Yeah, this pod routing, unfortunately, is just a little bit of time loss, a little bit of time loss, a little bit of time loss for Starx right now.
Yeah. All right, there's the biggie. He's got to make his way back to the big chest, and he's gonna make his way again into the dark room just to get that final chest in the dark.
Well, oh my
Oh!
god!
Whoa!
That was half right.
This is loaded!
What is going on with this pod here? You rushed pendant pod today. I mean, what is that? Like, I mean, we still need the rods.
We need the rods. I mean, technically, this mirror and I think the boots are lamp locked. Because it takes 6 keys to get into
Yes.
Harmless Hellway. So yeah.
Yes. I mean,
technically, just technically.
I mean, for those of you who are wondering here, today we have found Cane of Samaria. We have found the mirror. We have found boots and mitts as 4 of the 5 items in Pendant Pod.
The 5th being a red rupee, which made me surprised that Starx went back in, but he decided to mirror out finally.
Yeah, that's called. Wait a minute. I think I got everything. Didn't I get everything? Like.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing the boss. It does open up another check with the green pendant. It's 1 of 3 pendants for the pedestal, but we don't talk about that at this point of the seed.
I mean, at this point, like the amount of things that could actually be on it are rather small, but
you've got the rods.
Got the
rods.
rods.
Just one rod.
Well, no, yeah, only one. Yeah, you're right, because the Skull Woods there. But yeah, you know, that'd be a fun way to end the qualifiers there, putting that sucker on.
Ice rod hunt. You want an ice rod hunt for end of qual? A blind pull of the pedestal with an ice rod on it. God, you're cold, man.
I'm not saying that would, you know, I would just it's something to happen. I mean, you know, we'll see. I mean, just an ice rod hunt as the last item for a qualifier is just mean enough.
What do you do here? You can't do desert. You can maybe finish mire. You can do swamp. You can do ice.
Ah, man. Where are we gonna go here?
Is the play. Swamp. It's either swamp or some mitts checks like Smith or Dark Death Mountain.
I mean, I'd be talked into doing mire myself, honestly, because
without a fire source.
Yeah, without a fire source. Yeah, I mean, no, you just go. I mean, at this point, these guys can do the mire.
Kroski's, you know.
Well, these guys can do mire dark rooms, and if you get and for incoherent, you get to Vidi. I mean, he's sitting with silver, so he's just going to be able to take him out pretty much no problem.
It's nothing to do with the dark rooms. It's about the 2 firelock chests. What if your Biggie's in there? That means a double dip of pod. I mean, of mire.
You're gonna wait. I'm just kind of assuming that there's something in Mire Shed, I think, and if I'm wrong and I go into Mire without it, then we're gonna figure it out. Starx is on their way into Mire right now, so
I don't like this. I don't think I think they should be pushing for swamp. You can pull clear swamp. This is not guaranteed. Ooh, that was ether.
Was that ether?
Oh, it was ether.
Okay. So Starx gonna have to go to pendant Skull Woods at some point here. See, I told you, fire rod. You're fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. I was sure it was either. Let me see. Like, he's not going to check it again.
On the bright side, I guess on the bright side, on the other side here, you remember that ice rod hunt we were just talking about?
Yeah.
It's an ice rod hunt.
It is.
Yeah. So,
oh god.
There's that.
It's not. It isn't for Starx. It's not an ice rod hunt for them. They might find ice rod before ether. See? Gotta look on the bright side of everything.
Is it the bright side? Is that the bright side? Really?
I mean, maybe.
Well, we'll see. Well, maybe it's just sitting here in desert, sitting here on the torch, and we all get really confused how an ice rod is sitting on the torch. But yeah, I mean, we'll see real fast here. We're gonna walk on up here, and
see disappointment.
Continuation.
Okay,
continuation.
fine. This does open up 2 more. It opens up 2 more. It's delaying the inevitable ice rod find.
Right, because it's locked on the right side.
Yeah. See, what I like
Yeah.
to do when I talk about Ice Palace is I always call Ice Palace the solution. Have I mentioned how much I love Ice Palace? Anyway, by
Once or
saying that
twice.
it's the solution, even if it has nothing, I tell people, yeah, but you had to go into Ice Palace to know that the answer was somewhere else, and thus Ice Palace was in fact the solution.
That is a completely legitimate way of looking at it. It's not the way that I'm most familiar, but it works. It works. It really does.
All right,
Now,
incoherent.
incoherent,
Ooh, nice. They've realized their small key placement, or not.
kind of.
I, uh,
Well, all
I
right.
mean,
So I
if you
mean,
don't plan on stick around in pod, this is completely unnecessary because now they're going to go through the front door again, which is again not necessary.
I feel like this is the just in case it's on Helma play. Just in case he needs to go to Helma, because if he needs to go to Helma, he's gonna need one extra key. If he goes to the back, theoretically he could blow it, but he's not gonna have to go to Helma. I mean, that's one thing. Well, we know, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But luckily, he is making the right decision to go to the back of pod here, because I mean, it is very tempting to have jumped out there after those mitts because just so much opened up. But you don't expect a pod to have 4 giant items in it.
You keep saying you dip out after mitts. I'm like, no way, no how. You're in here. You gotta get at least 4 items.
I mean, you're tempted at that point. You would have been tempted. I don't know if I would have done it.
Considering that pod is your last location, you better clean it out before leaving.
See, that would have been my reasoning to have left, is that it was my last location. My progression is probably somewhere else now. But I'm sitting here today. I don't need to worry about qualifying anymore. I've done that. We're all good. So I mean,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
me being whatever is whatever here is that's another boss taken care of on Star's side there. That is 10 arrows as your prize, but more importantly, it's going to be crystal number 4.
Looking good.
And incoherent on their way. Gonna use, see, look, it's a B and it's being useful. Look at that thing.
It's killing your death warp. It's killing your death warp.
Doesn't need a death warp. He's gonna get mirror. He's fine. Everything's fine. Although might have gotten lost. Oh nope, found it.
Good,
okay, we're good.
But yeah, he went to go. Wait. Oh yeah, so he went the through the door. He didn't do a hammer jump like Starx.
Yeah.
Which I praise. I praise. I give that strat a B-. Nice.
Okay, yeah, counting his items here real quick. Being like, wait a minute. Wait, incoherent. You need that big key at the bottom there, bud. Keep going.
He's got it. Oh, there he goes. Starx doing the play that I wanted him to do earlier. Small Palace. Of course, he'd be doing it without a fire rod, which against Argus, a little bit of a pain. I mean, you'd be doing a lot of spins at the end.
I kind of like incoherent there, going ahead and thinking about saving and quitting, and then realizing, wait a minute, I just picked up this mirror. I can use that to get to the front. No, it's not a bad idea. It's just one of those where like you have this idea of what you're gonna do in your head, and then the game just kind of messes with you a little and be like, oh, here, I gave you this though.
Oh yeah, very reactive play, which is normal. I mean, who is expecting mirror there? You're expecting nothing. You're expecting the map.
Yeah,
but a save and quit would have helped them to go do like King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks. They don't need to do Lumberjack because they've already checked it out, but Starx could have done it.
Well, instead we are going to make our way to the interesting part of Swamp Palace here. And the question for Starx is, are you going to go left side immediately, or are you going to go to the back first? What's your play here? You're 2 items from go mode, but these 2 items kind of bad items to have for go mode.
Yep. Oh, incoherent. Following the mirror gets another fetch quest.
So if I'm incoherent, I
Yeah,
pull the
you're not
dam.
incoherent. We can hear you totally fine.
Well, okay, so what I'm thinking here is you get that mirror, you get that mushroom. You go pull the dam, but then you flute away, right? You flute away, you go check that mushroom real quick. Because when you flute back to 7, that your mirror portal's still gonna be there, right?
It will be. It's one way to do it.
But hey, you ended up there. Say that has like a tempered sword, or even better to have your ice rod there. I mean, incoherent wouldn't be in go mode because he hasn't been to the Mire area yet. But I mean,
Yeah, so it wouldn't really advantage you. Like, if you were one item from Go, I can totally see that. But Incoherence 2, and so is Starx.
I just get nervous anytime in a qualifier where you're dealing with one of the fetch quests there, because it's so easy to just be like, oh, I got to do this other thing. Oh, I got to do this other thing. I got to do this other thing, and just you kind of forget that they're there.
Well, you're seeing it as a mentality, whereas it's always on your mind, these fetch quests, whereas it should just be part of your pool of checks. Whereas, like, I'm thinking Spike Cave, Spike Cave, Spike Cave. I mean, it's the same thing as a mushroom.
Yeah, fair enough. Spike Cave is the one that will absolutely kill me. That is my blind spot, and I'm well aware of it. So that's why I have a bad memories of that place.
I can totally understand it. It does look like a torture chamber.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. And in the name, now that you mention it.
Yeah, this is not a place where you go for sleepovers. Ooh, single arrow for Starx. Hey, nothing wrong with that. That is the arrow to defeat evil. Period.
Yeah, moving on from left side swamp, which is ugh. Let's go down to let's start heading to the back. So that's probably where we're gonna find all of the stuff, if there's anything in here. I mean, because there's only one thing in here that we could be looking for.
Yeah. As far as we know.
Oh yeah.
You could always find like the book, the shovel,
Ugh.
the lamp.
Ugh. Well, lamp would actually. Let's see. Lamp can't be in here. Yeah, lamp can't be in here. Lamp is probably going to be in like Crystal Room and TR, just because that's what the game always likes to do with the lamp logic. That's why you never follow the lamp logic.
Yeah, we don't need lamp unless you need a fire source. But Starx has a fire source.
Starx doesn't have a whole ton of health here, so another heart piece here to put him back to full would be pretty nice, but that one's not going to do it, apparently.
He's fine. Like I always say, you only need one heart to beat the game.
That is true. As long as you can hold on to that one, everything's all right there.
Exactly.
Well, he's going to 4.5 going into his Argus fight here in a second. Going to pick up a couple more out of these pots here. A little bit of game knowledge.
Oh yeah, once you know where all these heart pieces are, you no longer need them.
Yeah, because you do not want to die in the back. You do not want to die in the back of a Swamp Palace there. That's a incredible feels bad moment, and it has happened to probably everybody at least once or twice. All right, into this Argus fight here. Gonna go for try to get some double hooks and some spins here. It's gonna take some damage here. Oop, or a great hook shot usage there to get away.
Mm-hmm. So many Argai
making their way
downtown.
Yeah. Turns out that's where Argus lives this entire time. We just never realized it.
Oh, swamp is the place to be, except if you're looking for items, apparently.
Well, let's find out. Argus has a chance to give us something there. I didn't see if we picked up map yet, but
I'm worrying about the big key, but it might be in the big chest.
Nah, we already that was at the beginning there. Absolutely nothing in swamp here. Just a complete ghost town. Gets crystal number 5, so good. I guess for Starx now it's I mean we can't go to what is it called there? Misery Mire yet.
Look what Starx is doing. Starx is either gonna do the big red bomb or gonna do K45 into Smiths.
Yeah, probably K45 into Smiths, it looks like, is the play here. Because going over, going to grab this mushroom, see how quickly we want to take care of that. Or if we're just going to go directly up to Smiths, which, I mean, it's never going to get faster. It's still not fast, but it's not going to get faster.
Yeah. I mean, Peg Cave has haunted many a player this tourney.
Oh, yeah. But it looks like we're gonna take a quick right, and instead we're headed up to Pyramid. It looks like.
Yep. Gotta keep the Smith chain for later. Decided to play on the fact that they've done their dungeons, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's at some point here. If I'm Starx, I might start thinking about after this. If you don't find something you're interested in here, I'd probably start thinking about how I'm gonna route in Graveyard Ledge. Just because if you are in for a ice rod hunt, you're gonna need that thing to show up here eventually, as we do a pretty decent bomb dupe over there on Starx side.
Pretty nice.
If the ice rod happened to be in Graveyard Ledge, you don't want to go into Turtle Rock just to find out that it's there later.
Yeah, you want to get rid of your mirror checks before heading to Turtle Rock.
100% there.
And they don't have that many left. Ooh, nothing but love. Don't give a beat. Good fairy.
I mean, green potion is whatever, I guess.
I'd rather a green potion than a red. Who needs red?
In this mode, yeah. In this mode, yeah.
You've got refills with heart pieces. Honestly, you're fine. It's the green that can sometimes get you, because you will not find half magic in this.
Definitely,
it's just a nice tool.
Magic is one of those things that in this mode it really does kind of sneak up on you.
Yep, it does. It's all about magic management. We've never had to do that before.
That really tests you, especially like I guess kind of good news for these runners is not having to go into Ice Palace. Like Cold Stare requires the full bar of magic if you don't have Bombos there, and all sorts of craziness there. And especially, I've seen a pretty smart comment there in chat there that if this is a lampless seed there,
and they stick on Master Sword,
and
Starx is not getting those silvers.
Yeah, I mean, Starx at least knows where the silvers are. Now, does not have the cape to be able to get them. Will eventually get there. Finds Bombos to enter Turtle Rock.
But is cape before Ether in Skullwoods?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember, because it was like, okay, so Cape was in the pits room, right? And then the big key was in the pinball room. So yeah, you're gonna get Cape before you get it there. Just trying to remember at the time.
Mm-hmm. It would actually be pretty bad for Starx to find the ice rod before Ether, like really bad.
Yeah, it would be unfortunate for sure, because at that point you're gonna go full clear at Turtle Rock. It's not a huge difference between go moding Turtle Rock and not, but yeah, you're gonna end up never going to Skullwoods till the very
incoherent
end.
with the safe play. Gonna go do that Graveyard Ledge and all those boots checks.
There's our half magic. Yep.
Lamp. Oh, the king buried with his sword. Makes sense. I mean, if you were talking about lore, this makes sense.
That's a big find there for incoherent, because that's one of basically 2 swords remaining. He's now maxed out on this, and Stars is headed into Turtle Rock. So I understand this play here from Stars' side here. You want to go in. You're
very dangerous though. Like, they haven't even done Smith Chain. They haven't done Graveyard Ledge. You can't conserve your portal.
You're feeling it right now, and you're feeling that if Ice Rod turns out to be in here for Stars, that's best case scenario. If If it's not in here, then we got some issues because then you're double dipping a very long dungeon.
We say very long, but like it's not so bad. Like you don't have to do all these extra side checks like the first 3 chests of Turtle Rock, or you don't have to go see lava chests again.
True.
It's still a trek because you have
It's
to climb up the mountain.
Exactly. Yeah, and then that climb, that's long.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't you don't think it's long. It's pretty long there.
Like people tend to measure how long a dungeon is by how much time you spend in it. But you should consider how much time it takes you to get there as well. Which is how I was talking about pod earlier.
Right. I mean, it's why Pendant Pod, like you saw both of these runners pretty much last location Pendant Pod, and crazily enough, that had everything, which means that if you are one of the runners today who actually rushed Pendant Pod, you're probably in a very happy situation right now.
I'm always happy when I see boots.
Yeah.
Like always happy.
Boots and Samaria and Mitts and Mirror, yeah. That's a good day at the office right there.
Oh yeah. Pod working out.
Stars, unfortunately, with this check here, I mean, the thing with Turtle Rock is there's not everything's in the back. It's deep. You got to go a long way to get your stuff out of Turtle Rock here.
For sure. I mean, even if you were just doing this in vanilla, I mean, you really want those 26 rupees on Laser Bridge.
Yeah. Oh man, if it's actually 26 rupees, I'm gonna laugh real hard.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I mean, I'm gonna count now. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm counting.
I mean, vanilla. It's a red, a blue, a green, and the key.
See, I should play more vanilla, honestly. Apparently, I just know when vanilla, go to the last one. Don't bother with the other ones here.
Yeah. Just incrementing rupees.
An incoherent here, spending time looking for this
rods.
ice rod, looking for rods here, not finding it. We're gonna do rest of Smith chain here because the Smith themselves didn't have anything, but we got this purple chest in tow, so that's another check.
Purple chest can have a lamp. That's a fire source. Oh, Starx, that's not good. Oh, it's a good thing they got their green potion. See, green potion comes in handy.
Yeah. If you miss the pokies a couple times, sure will. Gonna see in just a second here, because that purple chest on incoherent side, not the answer either. So probably off to... Okay, so nope, take it back. We are off to check our mushroom right now.
All these lovely checks that we need to do.
Oh, Stars is looking over at that one magic container behind the wall and going, oh, come on, man.
I mean, he's got a boomerang. You can get it.
Yeah.
But instead is rewarded with something that spends more magic.
And still nothing there. Gets a heart refill, which is kind of nice here, but it's gonna need to pop that potion if they're planning on getting down to the end here.
Yeah, won't have a choice. I'd be popping it before the next room, that way I can use Samaria for the switches.
Oh, yeah. I got the red boomerang out here, which is, another option.
Yep.
Oh, Incoherent picks up his fire rod there, and it's gonna...
Did he not realize he was out of magic?
He does not, yeah. That's called, okay, plan B.
There it is. That's the wrong king. Incoherent got his fire rod. Nothing stopping him from going into Mire. Can definitely full clear desert.
I'm seeing a couple of calls there in chat there for where is the lamp, since lamp didn't show up here in Turtle Rock, and a couple people are pointing out that we never did see Hera basement.
Hera basement, Ice Palace. Is that it? I think that's it.
Yes, I'd say. I mean, not a whole lot of good options.
Could be in Mire. Could absolutely be in Mire.
No, could totally be in Mire. Yeah, we might just run into it here in a second. All right, Stars, big moment here where we made our way all the way down to Laser Bridge.
That's 10 arrows. How many rupees is that?
Yeah, you're not gonna get it here, unfortunately. It's not 26 exactly this time, but
I mean, the curiosity
20?
shop sells 10 rupees, right?
Okay, let's see here. We got not
Man.
the ice rod.
Yeah, so he will be leaving. But where will he go? Ice Palace! Just go to Ice Palace!
Ice Palace would make sense, honestly. I mean, Ice Rod, Ice Palace, it's thematically consistent. It's everything you want there.
It's everything you want in a rod and a palace.
Very, 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 very true here. And the other thing you can do is you can set
Ooh.
yourself up to keep your portal, possibly.
I'm liking this. Starx heading over to Skull Woods. That's pretty good. I hope. Nope, never mind. Sorry. Smith Chain.
Smith Chain. Just gonna immediately chuck the portal away there for.
I mean,
for
honestly,
Laser
there's so
Bridge.
many checks left in the world. It's gonna be too hard to maintain that portal. It's best to just forget it.
I agree, but I think I would still have at least attempted Skullwood's first air in this case. If I was it's so hard to say. In the heat of the moment, you know, you make your decision and that's what it is there. Like it's easy for me to be sitting here not playing right now, not have any of the pressures, because like kind of like we mentioned before, Starx is sitting at 128 in a tournament where there's only 128 you know, people. Incoherent's a little bit below it, so like the pressure is on for both of these guys. I imagine Starx feeling pretty rough there after doing that Turtle Rock dive and getting absolutely nothing for it.
Yeah, I like the bold play. That's kind of what they needed to do. But at the same time, if they don't score well in this seed, they're dropping out of their 128 position. They were already on thin ice. Palace! Ice Palace! They were already on thin ice. So, no bias.
No, none at all. None at all. So what are we gonna do with this purple chest? We're gonna go north with it. We're gonna
We're
drag
doing
this
all
up
the north checks.
Graveyard Ledge?
We're doing North Shore.
Yeah.
We're not going to Skull Woods with the purple chest.
You can actually go in, but you have to go in through one of the drop downs here. Yeah, not there yet. I guess we're gonna go check to see. It's been a long time, and this would be really bad. Luckily for Starx, nothing is sitting here on this where are we? Lumberjack ledge here. Nothing's there, but man, yeah. Alright, so into Misery Mire over here on Incoherent side. So we're going to get to see, there's two items in here. We know there's possibly a lamp, possibly an ice rod, And if there is an ice rod in here, that would put Incoherent into go mode, which is exactly where you want to be in his situation, for sure.
Starx also went to check Lumberjack, I'm feeling him. It's like, I get it. Like, you want to find your solution, but you gotta get to those pendants.
Yeah.
Like, if you thought Pod was stacked, just think about Skull Woods, eh?
Well, the other fun thing, we were talking about how stacked Pod is. I mean, Pod is the green pendant. I saw someone in chat there mentioning, hey, you know, Pod's green pendant could just make it the most epic Pod of all time. And I'm going, yeah,
that's... can't use it.
That's an option. Yeah, Godmire when you can't do anything. That's seems pretty standard for this game.
Yep. I mean, we've had some really special quals.
Save the best for last.
I mean,
we could.
We started out with a banger. I mean, with a sub 1 hour.
Sub 1 hour
with
minute
clip. Like over 2 hour one.
Oh, I was in with the one that was 2 hour, and you are completely right about the lamp being in Misery Mire, as it's just sitting here in the lobby. So there's one item remaining here.
Yep.
Starx still working. on getting it. Gonna at least get a tempered sword out of this here in just a second, which is good.
Yep. Hera basements in silence. Hmm. Like, when do you go back?
I mean, for Starx, the best time to have gone back was immediately after doing Turtle Rock. But other than that, never. Like, that's your absolute last location.
Immediately after doing Turtle Rock? I mean, they
Well, yeah,
left
'cause,
it
like-
from the back. If they
Well,
were
yeah,
at the
you-
top, I'd say just dash over, sure. But if you're in the back,
Well,
you're
I
in the
mean,
middle of the
you go out the laser bridge entrance. You got to mirror over anyway. You just, you got to run through Paradox Cave and go on up there. But I don't know. I mean, like going to Hera basement there's never a good time to do it. And was it Starx who did Spike Cave, or was it Incoherent who had done Spike Cave at this point?
Meyer was not Firelog. We had compass and map over on the left side. Sucks.
Ouch. That feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we got one more item here in
And
Misery
2 keys.
Mire. And 2 keys. 2 keys. You almost assume Viddy's going to be holding one of the keys just because he's always holding a key, because you don't need keys to get to Viddy outside of the big one.
Starx finally listening to reason.
All right. It's not Misery Mire. Ice Palace is looking pretty juicy here, bud.
Yep. But what is Starx going to do after? Are they going to go back to Turtle Rock and hope for that 5th item? I mean, I
Maybe?
understand.
Yeah,
the
I mean, I
ABC
think
is
I
always be
would.
completing dungeons, but oof.
If I'm in his, if I'm sitting there in his shoes, yes. I mean, I don't know. That's an awful decision to make. Like I mean,
still-
it's two items in Skull Woods are your only, like,
they're so
really
fast.
only other things. Is it on Moth though? Like, if you're Starx, like, where do we know where the items are. Like, we know that they're right up
Yes.
front. And you just have to walk in. But
Moth
if you're
has
Starx, I mean,
Moth has a 50% chance of having an item normally. It's either an
Right.
item, compass or map, or the big key, which leads to one of those 4. So 50% chance.
yeah, I mean, you don't want to make the extra mountain climb. So, I mean, I totally understand not rushing it, but, I mean,
No matter what, we're seeing a full clear here from Starx, even if
yeah,
the boss doesn't have an item. Because he might be starting to think, oh, no. Oped.
yeah, that might be it. I mean, it does fit in to that, and you might want to leave Moth for the very last there and just avoid going to Skull Woods at all and just gamble it all on Ped. I mean, that would...
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense. It would feel really bad when you went into Skull Woods at the last thing. But,
What?
you know.
There's like a 1 in, I don't know, 188 chance that the ice rod is on the ped?
I mean, at the beginning of the seed, yes. At the end of the seed, though, when you've cleared out everything, that turns from like 1 out of 88, 188 to like 1 out of, like, for stars, it's getting close to like 1 out of 6. I mean, the ice rod's never on Ped until it actually is there, and then you go, oh my god.
Oh, Starx, did he skip Ice Tea Room? Probably gonna have to
Oh.
go back up. Yeah.
So, Incoherent.
Doing the same gamble.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I think
For them, it makes sense. Absolutely.
Honest-
You've got your 6 crystals so far. The only thing you're missing, Ice Rod. Of course, you're dipping TR.
if it's in, like, if we don't see it here in Ice Palace, I mean, is it in Hera Basement? Is it on?
Green Pendant?
I mean, Green
Is it
Pendant?
on?
Is it actually on Ped? I mean, we're talking about it like it's not a possibility. It is one. I mean, there is a possibility.
No, it's
Never
not.
mind. Never mind.
Yeah, but Stark still isn't in go.
Yeah, no, it's a
So
bad
they're
feeling.
gonna full clear. They're gonna full clear.
That's the thing for everyone, though. I mean, everyone's gonna. I kind of feel like this is almost a standard route because you're gonna, like, if you're playing the meta here, you're gonna go into Turtle Rock first, right? Like you're gonna have
I mean,
6 crystals, and you're gonna be like, here we go.
if you're really playing the meta, you're also looking over at Race Time GG. Has anybody finished yet? Okay, no, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I mean,
Like, if you see people finish early, you kind of ruling out pedestal. Honestly.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And at some point you kind of wonder here, like, there's a couple of runners in this thing that you probably assume that are like top 5 guys in the game after a point, and if you start seeing those names finish, you kind of go, okay, maybe it's just gonna be a pure standard one, or maybe they're just so fast that they got to Ice Palace before everyone else here. So we got that's
It's
a pretty.
possible. Like, if I see names I recognize at the top, and like I'm still not in go, I start checking my lower spheres right away, and that's usually where I find my answer.
I mean, I'll just say metagaming is such a dangerous thing to
Oh,
do.
so dangerous!
So,
Kids, don't do this at home. Do not metagame at home.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the times that I've metagamed and it's actually been in my favor. 99% of the time I metagame and I end up just hurting myself even further.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Starx, what are you gonna do here? You just got your ice rod. Where are we headed? That's back to the mountain. So, yeah, this is another climb. I mean, you're gonna clear the crystal in a situation like this. It feels bad, but it's what you're gonna do here.
Yep.
I mean, it's just this situation here. You just look at Starx. It makes perfect sense. Like you. I mean, no matter what, you have to finish this. And you know, it's easy for anybody watching to be like, oh no, just go to Skull Woods. It's sitting right there. It's like, well, yeah, but he doesn't know that. I mean, it could very easily just be sitting here on Trinex. It's not.
No,
But
it's not. But I get the play. I get the play. Anyway,
it is
I'm
unfortunate.
going to-
Go ahead. Sorry.
Is this working? Is this working? It's not working. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to go encourage people to follow our runners. Incoherent and Starx, I put the links over in the chat. They're doing a phenomenal job. They're amazing people. They have very interesting streams. Check them out. They're really cool. But not only that, but I'm also going to encourage you to follow my co-commentator, Dayslout, and our tracker of today, Lope. Please give them a follow. They're cool. They're awesome. I like sitting here in this same Discord live on air stream. It's fun.
Having a good time, and yeah, I mean, we should probably mention follow Rywek as well, because I mean, dude's hilarious. So
also, I have
I'm
a
having
nice French accent. I only speak Francais all the time on my channel.
I mean, yeah,
I mean,
that's
yeah,
it. That's a part of it, but
pretty much. Basically, if you come to my channel and your vocabulary is omelette de fromage, baguette, poutine, you pretty much understand French.
sweet.
Nice, eh?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it works. That's everything you need right there. God, I could go for some good poutine right now, but
Oh,
anyway.
same. As soon as I said it out loud, it's like, dang it, I want to.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Thanks, bud.
Sorry.
Oh, a spunky sighting over on Incoherent side there.
Mhm.
For those of you Nicktoons fans from the mid '90s. As Starx making their way back through the dark roller coaster room of all sorts of craziness. Must have hit like a wrong input there at one point there, because we ended up going around in a circle there, resetting themselves, getting everything a little bit ready, taking a little bit of extra damage from these fire bars, but got everything set here now.
I mean,
so
so long
good
as
to
you
go.
find your way, you're good.
And on the way to Trinex, and it's going to be unfortunately disappointed with what they find. And I mean, you got to imagine Skullwoods after that, right? Like, you're not going to go do Green Pendant at this point. You're not going to make that Hail Mary of a play, right?
You might. You might. It
I
depends.
mean,
Okay, I'll be completely honest. If I'm Starx and I'm looking at racetime.gg and I'm seeing people finish, not saying that it's the case, but if I do, I'm doing lower spheres. But if I don't see anybody finish, absolutely I'm going to go do that green pendant. I am going to abandon a lower sphere to go check out something higher just in case. Because if nobody's done while it's in the lower sphere, then it must be in a higher sphere.
I'm a little concerned with. Ooh, God, I was a little concerned with where Starx was setting up this on that Trinex fight. I was a little concerned.
He could take a hit and he'd be down to 1 heart. And what did I say earlier? You only need 1 heart to beat the game.
And he just got his friendly health refill there, right there at the end. There, that is crystal number 6, but no ether medallion, no go mode for Starx yet.
Kind of a disappointment there. At least Starx is going to be able to God mode Meyer.
That is true. That is going to be saving some time there.
That's a
for sure.
Slight bit. But yeah, off Starx is gone to Spike Cave, maybe even Hera Basement.
Yeah, this is the time. This is the time for sure. Oh, that's okay. So if you're Starx right now, you aren't going to get the lamp likely, right? So you're going to God mode Meyer. Are you going to stop and pick up those silvers? Because you're going to get that cape right before you get that ether medallion. Are you going to
might
take
because
a
you
swing
have
for
to.
it?
It'll help with Vidi. It will help with Ganon. Helps with mimics. Might help with Ice Armos. I think you would. I think you do. It's not too far from Skullwoods.
Well, he's going to get a lot of time to think about it here in just a second, as he's going to be taking a nice little coffee break as well. And
I don't know about you, but whenever I'm in here doing a little break, I actually have elevator music running in my head, and I can't help it. It's just always there. It's like do 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 do. Do 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 dum ba dum bum da 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 dum da 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 da. Okay.
I got to ask you a question. Are you going to do that same song there for when Incoherent comes in? Because if you do, I'm going to go grab a drink real fast.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, thanks, man.
Disappointment for Starx.
Okay, so there we go. Here we're gonna go into Spike Cave on Starx's side as Incoherent makes their way over here. So yeah, it's just man. I guess for Incoherent slightly better because he could theoretically save the portal for Turtle Rock here. All right, like
Still nothing for Starx. He's disappointed by Spike Cave. Incoherent about to end his little coffee break. Still gonna be disappointment. Oh, Starx heading the right way.
I mean, because quite honestly, he can't go anywhere else, right?
I mean, he could go do Green Pendant. He might even go beat Moth beforehand, which would honestly kind of suck.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, like, he's gonna go directly to Moth.
He's gonna start with the middle chest, hoping for a small key, if it's not an item.
Well, yeah.
And
nope,
Incoherent's going the right way as well.
Well, Incoherent's gonna be probably there first because Starx didn't even go for that. He is just dashing to Moth right now here.
It is in Ice Tea Room, depending on how you route this. If you route it the same way Starx did, he did do quite a few detours. There's a couple of ways you can route Ice Tea Room a little more efficiently, but that's what Incoherent has been doing. Starx has been playing, I don't know, very reactively. Incoherent has been like optimizing his little bits of routing whenever he can. He did make some hasty decisions at the beginning C, which made it so that he got his Dark World access much later. But he's playing his A game at this point.
Yeah, no, for incoherent, like the best thing he could do would actually be not to hit the switch because I mean he's gonna just hope that you don't need to go kill what's his face there, Cold Stare, and for him, he's not gonna have to.
Mm-hmm.
As we are headed into the fight here, incoherent getting the icebreaker there, pushing his way through.
Yep. And
Oh,
Starx
nice
getting
kill.
the W, but not getting the item he wanted.
Yeah. Turns out that what you needed was in front, and you're now gonna feel real bad about wasting the time killing Moth. But I mean, you know, ifs and buts and all of that fun stuff. It's just part of the game.
I mean, he's still gonna do that first chest too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. This is a big feels bad now for incoherent though. He's gonna take this small key. He's gonna head directly to Ice-T. This is actually gonna save him a minuscule amount of time, but it is still a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's that nice slide right into the door there, just like he planned it.
Oh yes, this is exactly like this is optimal routing to get to Ice-T room. This is good for him.
Now, if incoherent has been really paying attention, he's gonna mirror out. He's gonna go and maybe hug this Freezor there, take some damage, because as long as he doesn't mirror, he is setting up the death warp here, but losing his shield, which,
yeah,
you know, who cares?
Yeah, pretty much. But you do have to take the death warp outside of the dungeon. So you can take some damage from the Freezor, but finish it outside.
Don't die to him. Yeah, don't die to him. If you die to him, things are bad.
Yeah, take it outside, people. Take it outside. But that does conserve his portal, which means that he can go back into TR.
And sure enough, seems to be fluting to the mountain right now. So, no, or not. Going to be fluting over here. Okay, so Starx has now picked up their cape.
I mean, I don't blame Incoherent getting that bottle for safety. There is no shame in safety. There is risk in time, but there is no shame in safety.
Oh, I mean, and dying is much slower than staying alive. So, like, 100%. Yeah, get the thing.
Yep, 100% correct there. I mean, you didn't get your position in the quals by dying.
True. But yeah, we'll see. You know, we'll see. That's just the quals there. The real tournament starts here, and basically, as soon as we can get this last qualifier in the books here, I mean, you are an admin. When are we going to be seeing the draws for all of this good fun stuff?
Actually, well, this is actually a perfect opportunity. While Starx is going to go pick up his silver arrows and is also in go mode. So as soon as this qual is wrapped up, we are going to be asking all our players, every single person who's done the qualifier, to please recheck your scores. Make sure everything is correct. Please use the official website for these scores. I can probably share it in the chat if people are interested, but this is the official results site that we are using with our correct math. Please do not use any unofficial sources. They are not necessarily accurate, but those are the scores right now. So once all the races have been uploaded to that location, please check your scores, and you'll have until tomorrow at noon to object or protest about your scores being wrong. And then we start contacting all people in top 128. We individually message them saying, hey, you want to be in this? Yeah? Cool. And then once that's done, we do a reveal seed this coming Saturday. So next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, we invite the #1 qualifier to run a reveal race. So what's going to happen is that in this race, names will be revealed for all 32 groups, 4 people per group. And yeah, it's just going to be a fun time. Reveal races are just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Usually a whole lot of fun there to watch for sure. As Incoherent there takes down Trinex. That is crystal number 7. For incoherent. So it's going to be first one into GT Stars, making their way very quickly here through Misery Mire. Going to go to the bridge chest first. So unfortunately, not going to get the exactly optimal strat here, but it's going to be pretty good. I'm seeing a whole bunch of numbers. What's going on?
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
What's going? What are people doing? I don't know what these numbers mean. Did I forget how to read the English language and I only know numbers?
It turns out that this entire time Rywick's been a robot. Makes so much more sense.
Beep boop.
But yeah, all right. You got about another 20 seconds here to get your get a number into chat there for the big key guessing game. There is no prize, but we will maybe say your name if we have enough time to figure it out there.
Yeah, first person to say the number or closest to that number that is actually correct, I will gladly give you all of Days Cloud's love. All of it. You deserve it. So that's 1 and 2.
I feel like we should have talked about this beforehand, but all right.
I volunteered you. We're all volunteers.
That is true, and everyone else should volunteer here. Get in, and help us all out with the 570, 500, and however many streams we're about to have of this tournament coming up here in just a little bit. I mean,
at the very least, we're going to have. Wait, where's my notes again? I had very handcrafted 510 matches at minimum. Not all of them will be restreamed, but we will try to get as many as we can. We're actually actively seeking restreamers for all our A Link to the Past randomizer channels. So we're seeking extra help from people who basically have a computer and internet to just open up their computer and internet and just stream for us. We would really appreciate that. We would need that help. So if you want that link, let me just get that Discord invite. Are you keeping count? Because I have to go get that link.
Yeah, we're at 6 right now, about to be 7 in just a second as we come down and see what's on the torch. It's not that, because Incoherent went just full right to start off, so still looking for that big key. We're going to see 8 through 11 in just a moment here once we make our way into Stalfo's room over here.
Yeah, actively seeking restreamers, commentators, trackers, friendly people who submit cat pictures for judgment. I judge them very, very nicely, don't worry. All cats get a minimum of all the points. Any other animal gets about half of that.
I mean, that seems fair to me, honestly. It feels like I've seen this on like a, I don't know, if like a TikTok or a Reddit post or something like that, but yeah, no, I'm down for it.
Pretty sure there's a Twitter that rates dogs.
That might be what I'm thinking of there.
Yeah, about good boys and stuff. And I'm pretty sure all dogs are good boys.
Yeah, it's like 90. I'm like 99% sure that I've spent at least a good like hour just cracking up at that feed one time.
So we're adding up to check number 13. We're on incoherent side. Ooh, pushes up the block, makes the fire snake go into him.
We gotta, change things up a little bit there. Is that? Oh, that's just not. Oh, he could get around that. I'm surprised. I thought that Dead Rock had blocked Starx in, but nope.
Starx is fine.
Yeah. All right, so Rando Room. You got our big key here, so we can get on with this climb, or are we still looking? Oh, it's gonna be in here. There's a small key.
Yep, guaranteed. If you are in Rando Room and you find a small key, there is guaranteed the big key, and that's number 17. Let's see, who won all of Days Cloud's love? We've got M4A2000. You win a lifetime supply of love from Days Cloud. It will be shipped to you via snail mail. Please expect it in 6 to 8 business weeks.
That actually seems about right for mail from where I am. So yeah, that'll work.
Good.
Yeah, you nailed that pretty well here. So on to the climb here on Incoherent side. We've got silvers, we've got we got 16 hearts and a whole bunch of other stuff here. That is we're doing okay. Green mail's not what you would want, but that is the max you're gonna get in this tournament, or at least in this tournament setting. Actually, I probably need to go and review the rest of it because they're coming into group stages here. We're changing up a few of the settings here, right? We're gonna have a little bit
Yep.
more of a variety in this upcoming tournament here.
That is correct. Once we step into groups, this ain't gonna be open anymore, kids. It's gonna get crazy. So what's gonna happen is that instead of just having this one single preset like we had last tourney, we're actually modeling ourselves a fusion of past tournaments and establishing 5 presets. So you will be racing one of 5 different presets, one of them being this, open hard with a modified item pool. A second one will be inverted with Key Sanity and an activated flute to start with. That's kind of nice. We've got Map Compass Shuffle with Boss Miser. We've got Ambrosia. And we've got a regular old Key Sanity, except for the small keys of Castle Tower and the big key of GT. That's pretty nice. So what will happen is that 5 minutes before you race, before your official race starts, this seed will be rolled. And you'll get one of these randomly of this 5 pool. So kind of cool, eh?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It was well, definitely one of the selling points of this tournament from previous ones is that when you get to a certain point in, like last year, it was standard hard, which was fine until you've played at least around like 30 standard hard seeds in a row, and then at that point you're like, I just want to play something else, anything else, I don't care what it is. So this time with the variety, we're gonna have a lot of talk about, a lot of things to look at. It's gonna be a ton of fun for sure.
For sure. We actively listen to our community, and we've listened hard. Like people got sick of the same modes all the time. But at the same time, people were also sick of too much choice when it was the tournament, 3 years ago?
Oh yeah.
So we decided to cut it in the middle and have some presets. We took 2 months to decide on these 5 presets. And we had different criteria for each. We wanted to make sure they were always sub 2. We always wanted to make sure that people had a good knowledge of both randomizer, of execution. We had so many criteria. We debated for hours, on what would be fit in. And even then, we still opened it up to the public to see, okay, is this all right with you? We did a ton of research. We had our criteria. We shared our criteria. This is what we want to see in the best rando player for this main tournament. And we listened. We changed it up a little bit. And that's what we did. All right, so as incoherent, it's on Moldorm 2. Starx is going to begin his ascent. I'm just going to step away for a minute, but I'll be right back.
Not a problem. I got this taken care of here towards the end. We got Starx is going to be on their way up here. We're going to hook shot across there after taking down Moldorm 2 over on Incoherent side. And going to make our way to Aga 2 here and see exactly how nice of patterns we are going to pull from him today. As we get a pretty good little Mimic 2 there from Starx. Pretty smooth there. As into the Aga 2 fight for Incoherent. As that is not a friendly first pattern. That is not easy to take care of there. Gets a single off of it there, so pretty good save there. Another single off that second one. These patterns not really helping there. Some blue balls, a whole bunch of nastiness. All right, into the gauntlet goes Starx there. We've almost got Aga down here over on Incoherent side. Takes him down there with that last one. Having some issues getting this last Stalfos who just keeps hopping away from Starx there. Just ay.
Yeah, see, this is why I take out the Fire Rod. Fire Rod is so much faster, and it takes him out in a single hit. It doesn't even burn a Stalfos. It just automatically kills him.
Just saying, bees, my friend, bees.
Are
Bee
you
will take
still
care of that
on
guy
this?
for him. I'm telling you right now, a
potions.
bee in that fight takes care of him every time.
Potions are better to have than a bee in a bottle. You only get the one bottle for this.
Well, that's why we should have more than one bottle. But anyway. Anyway, Starx going into this here. We got this there. Setting up for the Temperance Sword spin there. Got silver arrows though, so either way, Ganon into phase 2 over on Incoherent side with perfect setup there in that top right. So Incoherent can just basically hang out here and not have to worry about anything. You even got the cape out to dodge these fire bats here. Somehow was a little slow though. Still got a ring of fire there, but it's gonna be all right. All right, into phase 3. Almost done over here on Incoherent side. They're going to take one more little shot here with them.
All right, pretty easy. Just got to put in those 4 arrows in them. Oops, missed a shot.
All right, going to take out there, but that looks like that might be a triple. That might be a triple.
Oh, no. For a triple, you got to move it with it. If you stay still, you can't do a triple.
Well, either way, that is 4 arrows into Ganon there. That is going to be him down over on Incoherent side here. So he's just got to cross this little bridge here, and he will go ahead and finish there. As that is it, and Incoherent has finished this race here with a time of 1:43.51. Get your GGs into chat there for Incoherent. With a very nice race there.
Oh yeah.
Now,
but will it be enough? Will it be enough?
That is the question. I'm looking through the race results right now, and it's a little bit.
Yeah, the part time is a lot lower. We're unfortunately going to say that Incoherent did come in 40th. So, and the part time right now is 1:24.57 at estimate. I still have to cross check the numbers. But yeah, here we are. We're actually joined by Incoherent. How you doing? Incoherent? I'm not understanding you.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, GG.
GGCU. How you feeling?
Well, I just played my way out of the tournament, so I'm glad I got on restream for that.
I mean, to be fair, you weren't exactly in the top 128 yet. You were fighting to get in. Right?
I was probably going to get on drops if I hadn't raced today.
Who knows? Well, only fate could have told you, but yeah, unfortunately, this does drop your score a little. I mean, let's see. You used to be in 133rd. We usually have about 3 or 4 drops, so it could have worked out for you. Unfortunately, now estimated, it kind of looks like 139, but that's, again, it's estimated for now.
I mean, I figured if I hadn't played, it was going to be one of those jet seeds that everybody gets 85 on, and then they're going to pass me anyway, so I figured I had to play.
Well, fair. I do have to ask, how you feeling about Challenge Cup?
Probably going to skip it, honestly.
Gonna skip it? Gonna take a break from Rando?
Totally yeah, I'm going to go back to cross keys.
Oh, cross keys turn. Is that soon?
No, Krusky's tourney won't be till this one finishes. Nobody wants to run 2 tourneys at the same time because that way madness lies.
That makes sense. I do remember Krusky's usually being during the summer months. We do expect this tournament to take about 2.5. So, and that's including quals. So we're already 3 weeks in.
Yeah, I full cleared the whole game and didn't play particularly well, and that ain't gonna do it.
It happens. Sometimes it's just that one little bit that's missing. You did a lot more overworld than dungeons. Of course, you did your double dip of TR. Everything else seemed kind of smooth. Pod was a little late. I think you last locationed it, but like with all of the things that were inside, I mean...
The only thing check I had before Pod was Magic Bat, which I wasn't going to do by itself.
Yeah, there you go. And here we go. Starx putting his 4th arrow into the Big Pig. And is also going to cross the threshold into the Triforce room. Make his wish to make the world better. See, Starx is a very good guy. He uses his wish to make Hyrule better, not to make sure he's in top 128. But that's okay. Starx finishes officially with the time of 1:47.27. GG's.
I don't think I actually got knocked out because of that murder dactyl, but that is the first time I missed that throw in months. I did it twice.
Oh, that murder dactyl is the worst thing in the world. There, that thing. The sign just decides every once in a while. I'm just not gonna hit this. You did everything right, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
miss.
I guess if it's like over the cliff or something, it just decides not to work sometimes.
Yeah, I will always pull out a hook shot or anything else to avoid getting hit by that dumb thing. That's for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, all in all though, I mean, pretty successful run there. I mean, getting through and finishing it all off is it looks like Starx is now joining us in the room as well there. GG's there, Starx.
Hey, thank you. GG's incoherent.
GG.
Feels bad.
It's okay. This is a safe room. Feel free to vent. If you want to vent, go right ahead. Do remember this is a family-friendly channel and no swearing. Unless it's in French. I don't think people understand. Don't do it, please.
No, I won't. Don't worry about that. But yeah, that sucks. I was in. Now I'm out. That happens.
You were in, but you were not in a very
Barely.
safe in.
No, when I saw everyone, I was trying to play it tactical today, like looking at who's registering and trying to play the numbers, but everyone that was kind of right below me in the bubble registered, so I just had to defend the position, and
Makes
just
sense.
didn't work out today.
I feel you. A lot of people did decide to play their position and like just make sure that they're in, or just push their numbers just a little higher. We did have a pretty high par time considering what kind of seed this was. Like you had to dip all pendant dungeons, all of them. If you chose to neglect a single one, you were behind.
Yeah, and I neglected all three.
Just a little bit.
I could have played pod way earlier, but when I first got into the Dark World, I saw the pendant and I was like, can't wait till later. I had a couple of crystal dungeons I could still clear, so I went for those instead. But when I went back, tried to bar out any overworld mistakes or oopsies, but had to go in pod. And when I found literally everything that was almost everything I needed, that was feels bad.
I totally feel you.
Yeah, the problem there is you have to figure out when you're going to leave. Like, I was sort of going through this as I went in, like, okay, what am I leaving with? And even leaving a green pendant there is a little bit dicey.
Yeah, it was the only item left, though. The boss had
Yeah.
a map. But still, yeah, I left the green pendant there and was like, I'm coming back if I need to pull pet or something. Heck, I took so long getting in that I was like, I'm behind anyway, so I need to make a play.
Nope, makes sense. It's very legit. Honestly, I totally back you up. I totally had your back the entire seed. You can rewatch the VOD. Don't. Totally had your back. But I'm glad that you found that the Ice Pals had the answer, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So Starx, odds are not in your favor for joining the top 128. Are you thinking about joining the Challenge Cup?
Maybe ask me tomorrow.
Okay, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
I'm not in the mood to answer that with I don't have a clear mind to answer that yet, but I guess I'll probably join just to keep those muscles in and continue playing some rando. But
For sure.
overall,
So,
I'll probably take a short break, either right until the cup starts, or maybe even a little bit after, just to get rid of that burnout feeling.
Maybe Krosky's turning this summer. Anyway, I'm just going to take a short second here just to talk real quick about the Challenge Cup. If you are interested in participating in Link to the Past Randomizer and you want to be in a race setting, I really encourage you to check out the Challenge Cup. I'm going to put the Discord link inside the chat, so check that out. It's for all levels, like from beginner to 129, really.
Yeah, I did it a couple of years ago, and I did not know what I was doing when I joined that tournament, and it was so fun. So,
yeah, for people learning on the fly and like who need motivation to get better, this is the perfect opportunity. You should check it out. But yeah, you should check. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Days, you got any more questions for our runners here?
I would just second Challenge Cup there, but no, I mean, GG's to both of these guys. You know, shame about the results today, but I mean, you guys, rando is rando after a point. You know.
Yep.
Yep.
Rando get a rando. Left it all on the field.
Right.
That's all you can do.
Since this is probably your last opportunity for this main tournament to say a few words, Incoherent, can you tell us what's happening on your channel for on Twitch? What do you do?
Well, it's going to be more cross keys and more Ocarina of Time rando if you're interested in that.
And how about you, Starx?
Playing mostly, playing through the whole Zelda series, going from Skyward Sword to the whole 3 different timelines stuff. So I'm going to be playing pretty much every game in the series, the main series. But yeah, so tune in for that.
Pretty ambitious. I can't wait to see Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon in there.
Did I mention main series?
It's an officially licensed game by Nintendo.
Ryok? You're cutting out Ryok? Can't hear ya.
Alright, Days, you want to wrap this up for us?
Nah. Well, okay, yeah, sure. I'll take care of it real fast. Then, yeah, no, everybody, thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a ton of fun here. My co-commentator Ryweg, make sure you go ahead and follow him as well there. And big shout outs again to our tracker today, Lloyd Boy. I'm gonna mess that up. And yeah, no, everybody, big thank you for joining us tonight. And again, we'll say one more time, we are going to be looking for a lot of help with the upcoming tournament here. So if you are interested, make sure join the league, not league Discord. This is a different tournament.
Yep,
Tournament
different.
Discord. Tournament Discord here, and definitely we can point you in the right directions, help you get set up. We're looking for any sort of help there. If you want to restream, you want to commentate, you want to track. I mean, start somewhere, help us all out. That would be a ton of fun because there's going to be a ton of chance for this. And other than that, we are basically going to be good to go. And make sure for more information, we're going to be coming back on Saturday to find out exactly what these groups look like. Yeah. So with that, I guess then, my name's Days Cloud, and Rywick, thank you, bud. This has been a ton of fun.
This has been great. So everybody enjoy your long weekend if you have it. Or if you're working tomorrow, well, or today, I guess. Are you working today, Days?
Oh yeah, I'm about to go to work actually, so
well, enjoy work. Enjoy your Monday and have a great week, everyone. See you Saturday.